What's up, everybody? So, Joshua with Oki, and today we're going to give you a good deep dive of basically what types of NFT projects you can get into, how you can get into them, what you need to be looking for, how to find them, stuff like that before they basically pump up. And we're going to give you a little deep dive into the overall market and generally our philosophy of the way we see things. Our particular YouTube is going to be more focused around gaming, cryptos, but it also involves the general market. So right now we're going to talk about the overall market cap of cryptocurrency. We got our leader here, Bitcoin. It made a massive run up, over the last 7 days. It's up 24%. And now you're noticing that it reached 55, it got rejected. And right now, if we were to pull up our chart, it is actually pumping as I'm making this video, of course. But in general, it's having a really big problem trying to get past this trend line. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. Obviously, right now we just broke out of that, so maybe we'll pump up to 55, and if we can clear this, this would be a second test, and maybe we'll get the okay basically to run up to 58.60. Traditionally, what I've seen in these markets is we do one test, we get rejected, we come down, we go do a second test, we get rejected, we come back down, and not always, but generally you can see a good run up when we retest this the third time. Worst case scenario is we're going to keep trending downwards and we're going to end up retesting this 51, 52 range. But if that was to happen, what I could probably see is that we will just you know we'll retest it and we're going to bounce right off. Worst case I see, we retest 48, and if we retest 48, I honestly could see that we could go back down to something like 40. So just keep that in mind. What you want to be looking out for is, look, here's the thing. You're really not going to make really big gains jumping into Bitcoin unless you have a lot of money. Same thing for Ethereum. You're not going to be making huge gains. I personally don't really invest into Bitcoin. I have some Bitcoin, but I'm not actually trading it. I don't really care for it. I don't care if it goes down. I don't care if it goes up. I bought in around 5,000 last year, so I could give a shit really what it does. Same thing for Ethereum. I bought these at 300 a piece. I don't care if it goes up or not. But what I am more interested in is the general flows and ebbs of cryptocurrency. And what you'll see is you'll see Bitcoin make massive, stupid gains. And when it starts cooling off, all the alts underneath it are going to start pumping. So, what you probably want to start doing, this is not financial advice, strictly for entertainment, is start scaling out as Bitcoin goes up. Maybe pick up some Ethereum. And then when that's going to have a cycle, and then that's going to cool off, and then you're going to see the altcoins all below it start pumping up as well. So I'm traditionally looking, I only focus on gaming cryptos right now, but we'll get into that in a moment. But there's also outside of this, you'll have the top 10, you'll have the top 20, and you'll have the top 100 who will all have their cycle once Bitcoin is done doing its magic. Um, if you were to take just a quick little look, we talked about this in our very first video on this channel. If you were to take the year, and if you would have invested around June and July, basically when we were trading sideways, is when you want to buy in. You don't want to buy in at the tops. So unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to buy when it's low. They want to buy when it's high. At the same exact time, July and June, if you were paying attention to the overall market, what you would have noticed is in this exact same time, we'll take Solana, for example, which was pretty much the only one. So here's June and July. Solana was 38, 40, stuff like that. And then basically we literally shot at the beginning of August. And by the time we got to the end of August, we actually went in the second week of September all the way to 188. Now, this is just what it's showing. I actually personally saw it go up to 222, I believe. And then, I sold out around $205. I bought in, I believe I bought in about right here. And I honestly wasn't sure if it was going to go back down. I was really, really scared, but it was a really good play. And if we were to look at Solana around that time on our trading view, just zooming out here. So what did I say? I got in around like 58. So we got 50, 50 right here. Basically, if I rode this all the way up to like 200, and this was a gain of 243%, which is just absolutely insane. So what I'm trying to show you is that when Bitcoin makes its run and it starts cooling off, you need to be paying attention to the Ethereum. You need to be paying attention to the top 10s, the top 20s, the top 100s. Another thing I'm really interested in is, so we just talked about Solana. You should probably be looking at Polymatic. So we'll pull up the chart here real quick. Polymatic's definitely making some moves right now, which is really, really good. It's up 17% in the last 7 days. But if you notice, we haven't really had a good pump. It hasn't even hit its all-time high yet, which was 245. So to me, I don't see how this doesn't basically moon up to 10x, maybe even 20x from where it is now. I just don't see how it doesn't do that in this cycle. The amount of Polygon that's actually locked up, ready to go, is more than Ethereum 2.0. So there's a huge supply shock. There's not really a lot of supply, and I can just see that there's going to be a supply shock, and this thing's going to skyrocket. So all this being said, what I'm trying to lead into you is what you should be paying attention to is the gaming crypto, because we're in crypto to make money. We're in crypto to not make your grandpa's passive 5% a year. We're trying to make 5x, 10x, 20x, 100x gains. And if you're not trying to make money in crypto, I honestly don't know what you're doing. But yeah, so we have like Axie Infinity. This is up 65%. If you notice in the last, let's take 30 days, it was just down to 50, 52, stuff like that. And I actually got in at like 55, which was right here. And then not too long ago, it ran up to $150. So now we're obviously having a retracement. Now it's not the time to get in. I would probably wait for it to get back around here. When you see coins pump up, you don't want to jump in. You want to wait for it to basically deflate before you jump in. Don't buy the pumps. Literally can't stress that enough. I see so many beginners buying the pumps, and that's just a good way to get wrecked. So what we want to cover is how can you really catch a lot of these NFT projects before they get launched. So one of the key things that you need to be paying attention to in the NFT space is you need to get on Twitter. You need to start following people that are influencers, people that understand exactly what the hell they're talking about. And if you can do this, you're going to start seeing trends. You're going to start getting into the alphas before they get launched. You know, the early bird gets the word. So I've been following the Altora marketplace, and they put out a post today with these guys here, Chaincade, at 12:43. Right now it's at 3:30 in the morning. And basically Altora said that we have a partnership with Chaincade. If you didn't know what Altora was, you need to go back and look at our previous videos. We literally just talked about this right before this major pump. And let me just pull up Altora for you to kind of give you a little rundown. It's up right now 30%. Wow. Absolutely insane. I personally own a lot of Altora, so I'm not trying to pump my bags, just so that you know, get in at your own risk, do your own research. Don't be surprised if I drop the bag. But I got in around here, and we just been riding it up. And now they just got this partnership. Why did they get this partnership? Because Altora basically came out with their API integrations for developers, which is going to allow other game developers to build their games on the back of Altora. And this puts video games on the blockchain. So this is going to be a huge market. And if you didn't know, the current gaming market cap is 10 billion. And so I could see honestly in the next 10 years that we could probably reach a trillion market cap. So there's still plenty of time for you to get into this market and make some really ridiculous gains. I'm I'm talking about some dark alley, like don't talk about gains with your family because it's pretty slimy uh, what we're looking at. But if you're in the space, if you're a gamer, if you have been playing video games for a long time, you're going to understand this, that this is the future. These blockchain games, and especially the cryptocurrencies, are going to be play to earn. Why are you playing these old legacy games that don't make you any money for your time? The games now are going to be built for you to make money while you play video games. That's the future. So one of the key ways that I find out a lot about like upcoming projects is I use a tool like Rarity Tools. You can go to raritytools.com and then just click upcoming, and you'll find out a lot of information about this. I went over this a little bit more in another video, so just go back to probably our first one about basically how to get into NFTs as well. And we talk about this pretty much. But one of the things that we actually want to talk about more in this video is you need to get involved in Twitter. Like I said, go ahead and make a handle, get involved with the communities, stuff like that. But when you find projects that you actually like, my best suggestion for you is to start getting involved in these spaces. So you'd want to start looking at the website and read over the website, find out, like, look at the models, read everything, find out how much it is to mint, find out if there's a whitelist. What is a whitelist? It's a way for you to basically mint or get one of these items, these NFTs, before the general public. Because if you can get in at mint level, you have a higher chance to make a shit ton of money versus buying off a secondary like OpenSea or Solana Art, things like that. Okay. So I ended up picking up two of these today. They literally just launched for the whitelist, and the public sale is tomorrow. So I ended up getting two slots for this, and I paid something like what? Where does the NFT go? So what's the price? Click right here. I paid basically after gas. So there's gas fees associated with your transactions depending on what network you're using. They are using Ethereum. So all in all, I paid like 450 each, and I think it was a really great buy. What they're going to do is give you helmets for your metaverse characters. And if you scroll down, and I'll go ahead and point this out to you, they have partnerships with the Sandbox and the Decentraland. So these are going to be the upcoming metaverse games where a lot of these companies that are building things are using these underlying layers to basically bridge the gap between people and the metaverse. So basically, this is just a helmet to disguise your metaverse character. Because just like in real life, you don't want, when you're playing these metaverses, you don't want people to know who you are in real life, just like the movie Player One. This is the same concept. So now you'll be able to put your own personal helmet on your metaverse character, and you can basically preserve your identity. Now, this helmet has a lot of other utilities and everything like that. That's really not what this video is about. But what I would immediately do upon finding a project that I might be interested in is I'd go ahead and follow them. I'd go ahead and turn the alerts on so that way I can get notifications and their tweets and stuff like that to find out what they got going on. Maybe just see right here it says public mint will be October 8th. But on top of that, I like to go into like their Discord groups. So you can go ahead and click this, and it's going to open up. It tells you how many members they have, how many members are online, accept the invite. I'm already on there, so I'm not going to dive into that. But this is what I wanted to show you. So the biggest way for you to get into these projects before they start is to start getting involved on these social media platforms. So think of Discord as, if you don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and pull up their website. If you don't know what Discord is, it's kind of like AOL back when they had the chat rooms. So what people are doing on these is they're communicating, they're discussing new projects, new ideas, basically giving you the alpha drops before they even happen, because a wealth of knowledge is being shared on these chat rooms. And if you can see, there's 303 people online just in this group here. And if you were to scroll down through literally like the whole group, um, there should be like other groups too, maybe not this channel. But anyways, this group has 300 people. All these tabs on the left hand, like here's all the different rooms. They have like different information. What I like to kind of do is if I don't know what I'm looking for, then I go into like announcements, and this is where they talk about like find our NFTs on the marketplace soon. So I'm like, okay, cool. They got NFTs coming out. I need to be looking at how do I get one of these NFTs, because what you want to do generally, in my opinion, is when new marketplaces come open and offer NFTs, you want to go ahead and snag those out. So let me give you an example. So I found a Torah a long time ago, like I said, and I was following them on Twitter, and they mentioned something about these penguins. Okay, and what I noticed with the penguins is they were like the first certain type of technology that Altora was offering with their penguins, and basically they were the first. And what I knew was is like a company like CryptoPunks on Ethereum with OpenSea, those things are worth like $1 million a piece, or like $150,000 a piece, and they're literally just like a JPEG like this. So the concept is new marketplaces you want to jump on and you want to buy first. So let me go ahead and just pull up mine. I have a blue one. Okay, that's cool. Oh, visit items on sale. What these penguins do, again, these were the first technology, and I talk about kind of what more Altora does, but their smart contract NFTs actually change depending on where the location is in the world, right? So if it's daylight, like it's bright on the back of this background in Bangkok, because mine's Bangkok, uh, when it's nighttime, it's going to change nighttime. So I minted this for $25, and right now it's at $656. I could have sold it for so much more. Let me see if I can pull up the charts here. So, so look at this. So I literally got in like right here. I paid. You can check here for the history, and you can see what people were paying for this. But my prices, which was a month ago, 0.5. Okay. Now somebody sold at the height $2,100. Somebody bought one of these penguins. You know they're probably kicking themselves right now. But you have a little bit of a consolidation right now, and then it's running up. You have another little consolidation. So basically what we're trying to say is you want to get on these marketplaces and be first. So the only way you can be first is by joining these Discord groups once you start finding projects you're interested in, whether it's something like this, whether it's something like the Chain Cats partnership. So if you go like to their website and you looked over it, you're like, I want to find out more information. I want to find out who's leading this. I want to find out who the developers are, stuff like that. Just simply come over here, come on their Twitter, follow them, turn the alerts on, and you're going to be able to get more involved in these things. And then go ahead and click on like the Discord link right here, and then you'll be able to jump up into their channel. So let me pull up their channel. I believe it's like I have so many, it gets out of control. Here it is right here. And we go to like general chat. And like I said, go ahead and just get involved. And this leads you down a rabbit hole. There's another channel that I'll talk about real quick. Is like the not Metaskins. It's actually these guys. So you'll notice a lot of YouTubers, and we'll make a Discord, and we'll start having people come on there as well. But if you were to scroll through this, see they're talking about like IMX punks. If you scroll up, they're talking about Dark Odyssey. Talk about immutable X platform, which we'll get into that in another video. These are called like Astro Bros, I think. Here's some more IMX punks. But the point is if you get on these discords, even if you're not communicating, I recommend getting involved because that's how you're really going to get the alpha drops, because people will trust you more and you can reach out to them and generally get what you want because they're literally just giving this information for free. Um, you'll be way better off. Okay. So we hope that you find this video very informative. Again, get involved. When you find NFT projects, start with like Rarity Tools. That's how you're going to start. Once you start following these people, like once you start going to the website, you start going to the Twitter, you start going on their Discord, especially with Twitter, find out, if you notice, you'll see that people are following. So one of the, here, I'll go ahead and tell you some alpha information. So one of the guys I like following is like Alex Becker. Okay. This guy has a lot of information. He gives out a lot of good alpha leaks and everything like that. But if you notice, if you go to like Altoras, I believe, might have to find some other ones, but you'll see that it's not this one. What else do you follow? Poker. Right here. So you see how he's following Poker. It's just a way to kind of understand where the big money possibly is, what they're looking at. Obviously, he talks about things like this, so I follow other people as well, and I jump on their YouTubes and I just troll the hell out of them, and that's what's making me be a more profitable trader. Okay, so again, get on Twitter, follow these people, subscribe, get the alerts, and then find out who's following them. Maybe go check out them, start following other people. Basically, once you start following individual people, they'll be dropping alphas. Um, Here, I'll give you another one. So, like Dom. Dom's a great guy. Dom gives out a lot of information, projects he's in, philosophy, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, there's also like uh, Danny right here. Danny. I also dropped a lot of good alpha projects, stuff like that. Anyway, so you can see like people that he's following, or sorry, people that are following him. So you follow those people. Basically, it's a community. So if you get involved, you start following people, you're going to get a lot of these alphas. Once you start building up your list of people you're following, just watch your Twitter feed. You're going to get so much information. It's going to be ridiculous. You'll be able to hopefully start making money with this. And then another thing, like I said, get involved in the Discord groups. Go ahead. You can either just start it from the web browser, download it. You can get it on your phone. It's on iPhone and Android. And then get on these Discord groups and start communicating with people, talking about the projects and, talk about what they may be interested in. So if you guys like this type of content, we're going to bring this shit to you every single week. So do us a favor, go ahead and hit that like, hit the subscribe and the alert button, because that's going to help the algorithm find other people that may be interested in stuff like this, so that way we can help them out. You guys have a great